The UC women fall in the first round of the AAC tournament to Houston, 74-61, your final score. Joined now by head coach Jamelle Elliott. And we talked ahead of this one. Your team obviously facing some challenges with some nagging injuries down the stretch here. You were able to tie the game in the fourth quarter, kept making runs, but in the end, Houston, couple tough shots down the stretch, and that seemed to be the difference.
Yeah, I thought we probably played our best defense that we played probably in 4 or 5 games in the second half. And to play defense as well as we did down the stretch, and then to have one of the Houston players knock down a 3 at the end of the shot clock a couple times, sometimes that's a heartbreaker. So I was impressed that our defense did show up to play today, and I can't say enough about Anna Owen. She really gutted it out today, with a lot of pain, and she wanted to keep playing today, and that's something that was promising for me because the last 2 games she wasn't able to kind of fight through as much as she did today. So I was happy to see that. I was happy to see Bianca go out and give it her all one last time. Brandy out there making some plays as seniors. So it was about you never want to lose a game. It's always disappointing to lose, but I want to think about the success that we've had this season. For Bianca and Brandy to leave here as seniors with a winning record, that's something to be proud of. And I think we have a great, solid foundation in our locker room, starting with Shanice and Anna as leaders, as our better players. And our freshmen they're talented. They didn't know what it was like to go through a season. It's a lot different from high school to college. And now they know what it takes. I think they're going to prepare better, work on their game, be smarter about nutrition and things. And so, sometimes you have to go through a season of disappointments down the stretch for you to learn and be motivated and be hungry and light that fire under you. And the look on the faces of those players in the locker room, I think we've lit that fire, and I think they know the potential of this team moving forward. I think they know what they have to do to make sure that we finish strong, next year, and we don't get mentally and physically fatigued. But overall, Matt, this is probably the most fun I've had coaching in a very long time. You had guys that were motivated to come out to practice to get better, and it's been consistent. And you and I have done these interviews a lot this year, and I've always been consistent with, how hard my guys work and how much they come to practice wanting to get better. And for a coach, that's what you ask for. Now it's some things that we need to tighten up a little bit, and we will. And I think going through the disappointment, how they feel in the locker room, you never want to lose, but it also gives you that extra motivation so that you don't feel the same way that they feel right now. So we're going to look at this season as one to grow on, one to learn from, and we going to be okay. We're going to be okay.
We certainly saw a lot of growth from this team, not only from a year ago, but throughout the season, from game number 1 to where we are now. Kind of going back to the seniors and what they've meant to this team. Bianca, we know she's been kind of battling through injuries all season, really gutting it out there. And she hit those 2 threes at the beginning of the fourth quarter, and you could really feel the energy in the building. You could feel the energy in the team. And, for a second, it was the Bearcats game, but she really left it all out on the floor here tonight.
Talking about Bianca, I don't want to get emotional, but she's why I coach. Players like her is the reason why I coach. They leave everything out on the floor. They give you their heart and soul. They play the game for the right reasons. And, man, I just hope that we have some more Biancas that come through this program, because if we do, we have a bright future. She's a player that's undersized. She's not bigger than anybody. She's stronger than everybody, but she's got the biggest heart I've ever seen. And the way she goes out there and competes through her injuries and so courageous is just really fun to watch. And then Brandy hasn't had the numbers statistic-wise as far as being a player, but Brandy's probably the best person I've coached. In 4 years, Brandy has never been in my office sitting across from me in trouble for nothing. Classroom things, off the court things, how she practices. She's been the consummate ambassador for the way we want our program to be represented off the court. And the people in the locker room that's going to be remaining in this program, if they don't take those 2 things from those 2 guys, then it's a shame, because there's so much that they can learn from the way those seniors play, but the way they carry themselves as people and as players. So the foundation's there. They're leaving with a winning record, something nobody that I've coached has been able to do as far as a class. So it's going to be a time to celebrate this year, but right now it's just a little disappointing. I want to get back to those guys and spend as much time with them as possible, and then we move on.
Certainly, those seniors have meant so much to this program, and I know all the Bearcat fans certainly appreciate all they've given. But at the end of the day, a lot to be proud of this season. A winning season, more conference wins than we've seen in 10 years. A lot to be excited about for the future.
A lot to be excited about for the future, and I'm looking forward to it. I wish we can start the season tomorrow, but everybody needs a break, a little bit, a mental break, a physical break. And we're going to be better. We're going to be better next year than we were this year, and that's how you want it to be, right? And, I really don't have a whole lot much more to say other than I was proud to coach this team this year, proud to coach those seniors, and I'm going to be even more proud to coach the future Bearcats next year because we're going to be coming back with a fire in our belly, really, to be even better than we were this year.
Well, thank you, Coach, for your time. Appreciate it. And we know this team has made Bearcats proud everywhere.
Thank you very much, Matt.
All right, that's head coach Jamelle Elliott as the Bearcats eliminated from the AAC tournament, 74-61, your final score against Houston.